Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are Fox Sports.
The Rays have won the first two games of this six-game homestand, and this afternoon, as the fans file into Tropicana Field, the Rays are thinking about sweeping the Oakland A's. We're going to have a good house, a lot of young fans in the ballpark today. The Rays taking on the defending American League West champions. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to an afternoon of Rays baseball with Brian Anderson. I'm Dwayne Stats. Todd Callis along in just a moment. Well, the Rays have 7 wins on the year after winning last night 1-0. The staff has 4 combination shutouts, and the young guys are doing all the heavy lifting in that department.
They really are. I mean, you look at the Rays staff 1 through 12, guys out of the bullpen. It's a unique skill set that they all bring. All 4 of these shutouts have been combined shutouts, so they have needed some help from the bullpen, and they've gotten that. But certainly the young starters are getting it done. Matt Moore has been absolutely outstanding. You think about Jeremy Hellickson and his last 2 outings. Last night, fantastic. Alex Cobb has been doing his thing. And, of course, like I said, you need a little help out of the bullpen. Fernando Rodney has come alive his last 2 outings. You get that all working in unison, and you've got a chance for some special things, because you know that David Price is going to come out of his funk, and Roberto Hernandez, who's going to take the mound this afternoon, he's shown glimpses and could be on the cusp of a breakout outing this afternoon.
And for Coventry Healthcare Florida, the pitching matchup, Roberto Hernandez looking for that first victory. And Tommy Malone, the lefty, doesn't throw that hard, but boy, he has been very good for Oakland, a 13-game winner a year ago. Speaking of pitchers, the Rays pitching staff has been taking a little BP preparing for interleague play. David Price and company like to swing the bats. We'll hear from David Price. He is mic'd up, and here's just a preview of what we will hear throughout the day during pitchers BP.
See ya. I'm hitting in Denver. Now it's time. Do it. Let's do it. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. Let's do it. It's what we're doing.
Oh, that's good.
Tropicana Field. The Rays looking for a sweep coming off that 2-7 road trip. It'll be Roberto Hernandez against Tommy Malone. Roberto was the only one of the starters that did not take part in batting practice today. The Rays had a chance for their starting pitchers to get a few hacks, getting ready for their first interleague game on the road in Colorado on the next trip. And we had David Price mic'd up for sound, and he is always entertaining.
Yeah, I'm hitting in Denver. Now it's time. Oh, that's double. Just hit doubles. Yeah! That boy Cobber. That strike? Yeah, hit a homer. 6 dig the long ball. American League gets Silver Sluggers for pitchers? I don't know. I got to hit a homer. That's all I'm thinking about.
We saw Cobb go deep a couple of times. We'll find out if David Price did later on during the course of the broadcast. Hey, there's the star of today's show here at Tropicana Field. Astro with his own bobblehead handed out to the kids before the game. So we have dogs with bobbleheads. We have magicians in the clubhouse. And yes, we do have baseball. 2 minutes and 35 seconds away from the first pitch between the Rays and the A's coming up next.
Stay away from the fast food.
Just exercise a lot and try to stay out of out of the snack aisle in the grocery store. Just eat a lot of fruits and vegetables.
I would say just to be active. You know, get out every day and do something.
Get outside. You know, the best thing you can do is you know, get out from in front of the TV and just do anything. You know, go outside and get some vitamin D. You know, you don't need to be good at playing sports. It's just you know, being out in the sun, running around. I mean, I can still remember you know, not going home until the streetlights came on. You know, and I think these days kids, you know, it's about video games and computers and stuff, and kids just don't go outside enough.
And so we welcome you to Kids Sunday at Tropicana Field. The Rays and the Oakland A's wrap up their series. Rays won the first game 8-3, won last night 1-0. There's a couple of kids right there, Joe Madden and Luke Scott. Rays looking forward to Scott's return off the disabled list. Take a look at the starting lineup here for Oakland. Coco Crisp will lead it off, followed by Seth Smith, and Jed Lowry, who has been hitting cleanup, is in the third spot. Brandon Moss hits cleanup today, with the former Ray John Jaso catching and hitting fifth in front of right fielder Josh Reddick. Chris Young will move over to play center field, with Coco Crisp serving as the DH. Eric Sogard is at second, and Andy Perino is the shortstop, batting ninth.
Taking the mound this afternoon for the Tampa Bay Rays, right-hander Roberto Hernandez looking for his first major league win since 2011. He's making his fourth start, and we have seen glimpses of a very good Roberto Hernandez looking for a long, consistent outing in today's ball game.
He faces Crisp with the first pitch of the game, and it's a strike call. That first pitch brought to you by Pinch a Penny. Crisp hitting .323 with 5 home runs and 7 doubles and a triple. So a lot of extra base hits out of their leadoff man.
And a good run of success against Hernandez in his career, 9 out of 22 with a home run.
It's always key to keep that leadoff man off, and he is the one guy in this lineup who has put together a number of at-bats against Roberto Hernandez with the success you pointed out.
This Oakland Athletic team, they will run, and if they are able to get some of their speedsters on base, they will challenge Roberto Hernandez, this guy being first and foremost.
And here's the other thing. They are also capable of waiting at the plate, being very patient, and that's got to be their strategy against Roberto Hernandez, who walks Crisp.
Yeah, that is absolutely going to be the key from Roberto Hernandez, is to keep that sinker in the zone early in the count. We've seen this was a hot, scorching hot offense coming into Tropicana Field, and game 1 and game 2 with what Cobb and Hellickson did to this lineup. Once they started pitching ahead early, forced them to be a little bit more aggressive, take them out of their comfort zone, they were able to cruise, get into a nice rhythm, and cruise through the ball game. That's going to be the same thing for here for Roberto Hernandez. And so often that sinker moves so much, it's difficult for him to keep it in the zone consistently.
Smith moved up to the number 2 spot by Bob Melvin, and there's a first pitch strike. The Rays in a stretch of 9 games against teams that advanced to the postseason last year. It started with Baltimore, now Oakland, and the Yankees will be in here starting tomorrow night. 2 strikes. Well, this Oakland team has been very tough for the Rays here at the Trop and certainly out in Oakland. This is the first time the Rays have beaten the A's in a 3-game series here at Tropicana Field since July of 2008. There goes Crisp, and a foul ball. That's a swing and a miss. Now that's a full swing and a miss. Got away from Molina, and Smith out with first base occupied, at least in theory, with Crisp breaking and moving into second.
Well, this is a changeup. You see the grip, and see Jose coming out of the stands to get rid of that ball in a hurry because Coco Crisp had gotten a really good jump.
So a strikeout on the change and a steal, the 5th and 6th attempts for Crisp.
And you fully expect them to run on Roberto Hernandez if they can, and to at least early in the ball game be extremely patient at the plate. And if they're not, that plays right into Roberto's hands.
And in scoring position, and Lowry takes the first pitch for a strike. Now Crisp takes off for third. Lowry lifts a fly ball toward the line and left. That's a foul ball caught by Johnson. He'll throw it back to second, and Crisp gets back in there. Chris looked up, standing on third to locate that pop foul. So he just beat the throw back in.
Now let's take a quick look at the Rays defense in the outfield left to right. Johnson, Jennings, and Zobrist. Across the infield, third to first, Longoria, Escobar. Kelly Johnson's playing 2 positions. I don't think so. Oh, that would be Ryan Roberts. Sean Rodriguez. Jose Molina behind the plate.
Yeah, there have been some interesting defensive alignments, but nothing quite like that before.
They like their players versatile, but I don't know about two places at once.
Brandon Moss. Ball no strikes. Moss hitting .308 for the year. Seven out of 11 with runners in scoring position. Walk to Crisp, a steal of second. Strike one to Moss. Moss had a base hit last night and 2 hits in the game here on Friday.
He has really transformed his game into being a guy who comes up to the plate and swings that bat with authority.
Turn, nothing doing as Crisp is bouncing away and extending that lead a little bit.
I think that Moss's approach at the plate too has a lot to do with the hitting coach for Oakland, Chili Davis. He was another guy that swung the bat with authority.
These A's red hot with their offense coming out of the blocks. Roberts at second handles this. A walk and a man left at second. We head into the bottom of the first inning. Rays coming in to hit, no score. Rays will be facing a left-hander here this afternoon, Tommy Milone, and he's been very good for Oakland.
Now off to a great start. 3 starts, 3 wins. You can't do any better than that. That ERA 3.86. Now this is a guy that's going to have to work the ball around the zone, change speeds. He's not overpowering. He's got a curveball, the changeup. He'll cut the fastball to go along with the traditional fastball. Has not had a whole lot of success against the Rays. Now limited, 2 starts, but ERA of 8.18. They've dinged him for 5 earned runs in each of his 2 starts.
Well, this Oakland staff last year had a grand total of 1 complete game, and it was thrown by Malone. Came against the Dodgers last year in June. This is his 4th start this year. And Desmond Jennings leads off against him. And a bunt, a little popper foul out of the reach of Jaso. Jaso's played all 3 games of this series. He was the designated hitter in last night's game, caught the first night, and back behind the plate again this afternoon.
See Tommy Milone on that far first base side of the rubber, has a little bit of cross body action. You can see he creates that angle coming in on the right-handed hitters, and then the off-speed stuff away. And what's interesting about Joe Maddon's lineup as you look through it, you know, with the switch hitter Zobrist in the 3 spot. I mean, Kelly Johnson down in the 7 hole, the only left-handed hitter.
And Jennings is out on strikes. So let's take a look at the entire lineup for the Rays. Jennings at the top again with Roberts second and Ben Zobrist third. Longoria, Duncan, and Sean Rodriguez in there at first. Kelly Johnson, who's had some success against Malone, hit 7th. Jose Molina and Yunel Escobar rounding it out.
And the reason that I bring that up is because this is a feast or famine kind of lineup for me with a finesse left-hander like Tommy Milone, because with so many right-handers in the lineup, if he gets into a groove with that fastball away, the fastball in, breaking ball, changeup away, he can really carve up a lineup. When you stagger in a couple of left-handed hitters against a finesse lefty, you force him to constantly change his sights from down and away to the righty to down and away to the lefty, and sometimes you can, you know, get them off their game, get them out of rhythm, their consistency, because if they get locked in with an all right-handed hitting lineup and they're good that day,
yeah, good luck.
Yeah. Well, the only reason I say that is just having had that experience before. You know, the teams that would give me the toughest outings were when managers would stagger righty lefty. So then when I got that righty fastball down and away, and as soon as I would get him out, now all of a sudden you got to move to the other side of the plate, and just constant back and forth. It never allows you to get into a really good rhythm.
Roberts reaching for that little changeup down and away, and fouling it 2-2.
And conversely, if you got an all right-handed hitting lineup and you were on your game that day with good location, it just became like one after the other. They were all the same.
Yep.
Out all day long.
Long one down the left field line. Will it stay fair? It's a foul ball. Well, Roberts got a fastball. Malone's going to throw 87, 88, upper 80s with his velocity on the fastball. But when he's successful, there is some measure of deception in his delivery.
There is. This ball very, very close. And that deception comes from being on that, like I said, that far first base side. There's a little bit of cross body, so he creates an angle coming in on the righties. The key for him with that pitch, and he almost got burned with it with Roberts, is you've got to get it in there. 87 stays out over the plate. Look out.
Roberts with a couple at bats against him and his 2-for-2 lifetime. It's about time the Rays hit a home run off a lefty. They have not done that this year. And a base hit. Roberts will round first and hang with a base hit. Roberts lifetime now 3 out of 3 against Malone.
Oh, that was a good job of hitting Ryan Roberts. By the way, 3rd straight start for the Rays. He did get it against Tommy Milone, and that's not a bad pitch at all. That changeup is right on the outer third and down below the knees, and Roberts able to get it with some authority and lace that ball into left field.
A runner aboard for Ben Zobrist.
Not an easy guy to run against either.
No, he can shut down the running game.
Yep. You saw right there the first movement on that leg kick by Tommy Milone, and Ryan Roberts headed back towards first base. Teams were just 8 out of 18 last year against Malone. Look at Roberts. Yeah, not going to get me.
Yeah, Roberts has a better read on his pitches from the batter's box than he does on that move to first. He is tough. Zobrist down in front and down on the count now. Missed the changeup.
I remember coming up in the California Angel organization at that time, and Chuck Hernandez. Tampa Bay, this is his area. They know him well. But he told me, we had Mark Langston on that staff who had an unbelievable pickoff move for a lefty. And he said, if you're going to be a left-handed starting pitcher in this game and you don't have a good pickoff move, it has to be because you're lazy. He said because it is such a great weapon and such a way to control part of the game. And if you get good enough at it, then you can control the running game before it even starts.
If you don't have it, a walk turns into a double.
Yeah. You know, you got to have a high leg kick, and listen, these guys are going to steal off lefties. They go off first movement, and even with the high leg kick, if you do catch them and can change and go over to first, sometimes that takes too long. That's almost impossible to do. Usually the mind's made up early.
Right down the middle of center. Chris Young going back. That ball's going to be over his head. Will one hop the wall and put up the stop sign at third for Roberts on the double by Zobrist. And Young did not play that ball well in center field.
No, well, you know what? During the course of this series with Young in left field, didn't get a couple of times, didn't get good jumps on balls. Obviously, the roof could play into it. But right here, this ball well struck by Ben Zobrist. And Chris Young, well, he got turned around, a late start, and that ball got over his head.
Young spent a lot of time in center field with Arizona, and he did look uncomfortable in the left in the first 2 games of the series and was not very comfortable on that one to center. So the Rays with a great opportunity for Evan Longoria. And hitting .283. And had a base hit his last time up in last night's game. Shallow center. Sogard out. Reddick in. Young there. Reddick there drops the ball. Here comes Roberts in to score. Over to third goes Zobrist, and Longoria hustles his way into second. And the Rays take a 1-0 lead. Boy, the way that play started among the 3 of them, you almost anticipated something bad was going to happen for the defense.
Well, the angle that Reddick was coming in on, and he was getting ready to make that throw towards home plate. Young was not going to get there. This ball right off the end of the bat. A little reach swing by Evan. They got a play here at the plate. And you could see the eyes started coming away from the glove, anticipating the throw before the ball was secure. An inauspicious start here for the Oakland Athletics.
So an error, and the Rays have a run. Shelley Duncan with 2 men in scoring position. Well, a couple fly balls here. Reddick, a Gold Glove winner last year, drops that one. And the prior one off the bat is over to center, not played well by Young. Shelley Duncan with a chance to give the Rays a nice start here. They already have a run home.
It's about taking advantage of your opportunities, and the Rays have been presented with a golden one here.
Malone 20 pitches in. Just 1 out here in the first. Good take by Duncan. He's up 3-1. Well, this could be a key bat in this game here this afternoon already. Silver's third, Longoria's second. Duncan takes that 3-1 breaking ball.
Steady diet of breaking balls. Shelley Duncan has had some success, limited at bats, 2 out of 5 with a home run. There have been a number of Rays in this lineup. Not a lot of at bats, but some good success. Tommy Malone also realizes, listen, first base is open. I'm not going to throw a 3-1, 88-mile-an-hour fastball out over the plate. Not with the power potential of Shelley Duncan.
Malone taking a little extra time, so Duncan steps out on him. Well, he threw him a curveball 3-1 to go 3-2. And as you mentioned, Duncan has in just 5 at bats has had success against him, including a home run. And again, Malone steps back, wants to talk with Jason. Make sure they're on the same page.
Well, why switch up now? Just hook him.
It would be interesting to know what they're talking about here and hear the conversation.
Yes, it would, on a lot of different levels.
And Bob Melvin would like to know what they're talking about.
He wants to hit a reset button.
Yes, he does. 3-2 now. And he did come back with the breaking ball and walks him. So out of all that, well, you go 3-1 breaking ball, might as well go 3-2 breaking ball.
I don't know.
A major conversation to get there.
I'm not sure I understand that, but that's
Bob Melvin sends Kurt Young out there to try to reestablish a sense of normalcy.
Zero interest in discussing this.
Today's Rays game presented in high definition, brought to you by H.H. Gregg. Bases are loaded, a run home. Sean Rodriguez about to step in, and Sean in 4 at-bats, lifetime against Malone, has 2 hits. So he's making the start at first base. We've had a lot going on, still just a run. Sean pulled off that pitch a bit, missed it. Strike 1. Well, the Rays had a big 4-run first here Friday night. Brett Anderson made 36 pitches. Parker made 20 in the first inning last night. 24 pitches for Malone here in the first inning today. It's going to be foul. Malone off speed, and that pitch fading away from Sean Rodriguez. Malone, young left-hander, but pitching with the savvy of a veteran here in this difficult situation. 26-year-old lefty.
Well, that's the thing. If you're not a stuff guy, you're not going to get to this level unless you know how to pitch. You're not going to fake your way through the minor leagues at 87 to 89. You've got to figure it out, have a good idea, be a pitcher out there who can read a hitter and his mannerisms, his swing, know what he's looking for, and adjust.
And he hits Sean Rodriguez. Well, he got ahead of him 1-2, and then hit him with a pitch to force home Zobrist. It's 2-0 Rays.
Well, it goes from bad to worse for Tommy Malone and the Oakland A's. Gets ahead and just yanks it. Looked like that was going to be a cutter. And he just cut that right into the shin of Sean Rodriguez. That didn't feel too good. Although you get an RBI out of it.
So the Rays get down to the left-handed bat of Kelly Johnson. He's 3 for 5 with a career home run off Malone. The pitch is a strike. Well, he got Jennings on strikes to start it. Then the base hit by Roberts. And Roberts had a good at bat against him. Zobrist doubled to center. The error on the ball hit by Longoria to right. Duncan walked. Rodriguez hit by a pitch. And a long one back into deep center field. Young back and will make the catch. The tag at third by Longoria. And the Rays get their third run of the inning on a long fly ball by Kelly Johnson. And even that one, Young was uneven as he tried to track that.
As you watched him go after it, you thought to yourself, is he going to get there? Especially when he goes back where that wall angles back there. Just a little nook out there in left center field. That's where he's going to have to go track this ball down. And he does, but it adds to the Rays scoring with the sacrifice fly.
Fifth run batted in for Kelly Johnson. Longoria, who reached on the error, scores. Roberts, Zobrist, and Longoria have all crossed the plate. Duncan's at second, Rodriguez at first, and here's Jose Molina. Molina makes an off-speed pitch. Molina's average up over 280 now. He had 2 hits. He was 2 for 3 last night.
You know what you've been seeing out of Jose Molina? He's been using the middle of the field. Sometimes he gets into that pull mode and really wants to yank. We've seen him take the ball back up the middle, and the average shows that.
1-1. Duncan off second base. To the right side. Sogard will glove it and flip to first to retire the side. Rays send 8 to the plate and score 3. 3-0 Tampa Bay.
See ya. Shake it off next time. Don't bunt. I ain't bunting. Chico's kid's way more athletic than him. Way more. Oh, Kyle, that's a big part of the park out there.
Chuck, you look like Mark Reynolds.
You do look like Mark Reynolds.
Yeah. Is that a good thing or a bad?
That ball's deep. It gets him in for sure. Desmond.
Well, we'll have more of that throughout the afternoon. David Price mic'd up during pitchers BP. The Rays pitchers preparing for interleague play, and that will pop its head into the schedule on this next road trip when the Rays take on the Rockies. John Jaso leads off and takes a strike. You enjoyed pitchers BP, didn't you?
Yes, I did. And that, again, getting a chance to play in the National League, got to take it every home game for the season. It's fantastic.
Now you being capable to swing the bat from either side.
Yes.
So how did that work out?
Oh yeah. No, it was a. I mean, I enjoyed switch hitting and it was great, but the little time that you did get to work on it as a pitcher, and then I make the choice to split the little time that I get between both sides of the plate, so I could probably hit a robust. Yeah, I'm not even sure.
So then, being a pinch hitter or a switch hitter as a pitcher, is it counterproductive because you don't get to spend as much time from one side?
Yeah, of course it is. However, it was still cool. There was nothing better than coming up against a right-handed starting pitcher and starting the game off left-handed, and then when you outpitched them and they had to bring in the lefty, you go change the helmet and you go up the other way. That was always cool.
Here's the deal.
That happened once or twice.
But if you had used the helmet with two flaps, it could have saved time, and you could have probably gotten a few more swings in from both sides.
Yeah,
because you could have swung, a couple of swings right-handed, then a couple to switch right around immediately. You wouldn't have to go get a new helmet.
I got 2 words for you after the Rays make this unassisted putout by Sean Rodriguez. 2 words for you. 2 sets of 2 words. Little League, and or if you don't prefer that, I could go with amateur hour. The double ear flap, come on.
Yeah, but time management. No, you would have gotten more swings.
Yeah, understood.
See,
amateur. There's no numbers on the back of those jerseys.
There could have been a couple more hits in your batting average in your career if you've done that.
I don't think that would have allowed me to stay in the game any longer. A couple more 14 hoppers that found a hole. That's not going to do it, Dwayne.
Well, practice makes perfect.
I did like having the 2 separate helmets though.
Yeah,
that's big. That's big league. Yeah. It's 2 words for you.
Look, see.
Right, and that looked like that's Dad's helmet. Those ear flaps were down around his neck.
And as our producer Kevin Patterson points out, Jed Lowry, 394. 2 flaps.
Well, there are a few. Hey, Shin-Soo Choo uses the dual flaps.
I think Victorino, right?
Yeah, Victorino does. There's a number of guys. It's not
pretty good,
for me.
They're pretty good hitters, those guys.
Oh yeah, a lot better than I ever thought about being. No question. Dwayne, you know me. You spent time up here. I'm all about showtime.
They got the proper genes, I know that.
Last night I did.
Yeah. Strike 3 call. Reddick caught looking on a pitch, catching the inside corner.
Yeah, Josh Reddick did not like that call. This was a big pitch for Roberto Hernandez because of that sinker down and away, and he may have a beef there. That ball looked to be just in off the plate, but close enough to get the call. Yep. You see where the ball crossed, and then where Jose Molina's glove was at the time of the call. He had that ball in the inner third.
Chris Young, that pitch breaks outside.
Speaking of magician, let's take a look at one right here. What do you believe, where the ball crossed or where Jose Molina had it? It looks to me like he caught it right on the plate.
Sleight of hand.
Yeah, see?
There you go.
Joe Madden, always thinking.
Out there on the corner. 2 balls and a strike.
We never did get a good look at that magician. Was it Jose Molina?
No, but apparently Molina, who already is pretty good with the work he does behind the plate, picked up, a lot of those card tricks. They are sleight of hand. Some of them are just pure magic, apparently, like Joe Madden. But Molina does a nice job.
He does
there.
a nice job of presentation. The way that he angles himself, the way he uses the glove.
Long throw from short. They get Young. Escobar to Rodriguez. Young out at first. That was very close. We'll go to the home half of the second. 3-0 Rays.
This leave this afternoon or this morning, more specifically, when the Rays arrived in the clubhouse. Well, he had a few tricks up his sleeve. So did this guy, Jeff Williams, an outstanding magician, was on hand to amaze all those in the Rays clubhouse before the game. There's Tom Foley, third base coach, Jake McGee, Luke Scott looking on, Cesar Ramos, Jarrett Wright, and there you go, guys. Yesterday it was a DJ. Today, a magic act. Only in the Rays clubhouse.
Escobar goes after the first pitch and hits this one out of here. Well, something's working out. Escobar's first home run. That ball came cutting in on him, and he sent it into the left field stands. A souvenir for a young fan out there, and it's 4-0.
The Rays starting to play with confidence, swing the bats with confidence. This ball does not quite get to its spot, and Escobar unloads on it.
Well, you know that home run the Rays did not have off a left-hander? They have it now.
Problem solved.
Strike to Jennings. That leaves only the Twins and the Phillies with no home runs off lefties. Taps and foul. Puts him down in the count.
Everybody clap your hands.
Escobar feeling a little better about things at the plate now. $17 home runs for the Rays. All started in Baltimore. The home run coming back into the lineup when they hit 9 in that series. Reddick takes care of this. And let's go back to Todd. Speaking of magic, Todd.
Well, magic today, DJ Fresh yesterday. So that leads us to our AT Twitter poll, which is, who would be the Rays' best DJ in the clubhouse? You've got Hashtag TB1, Joel Peralta. Hashtag TB2, the guy that just hit a home run. Hashtag TB3, Ryan Roberts. Hashtag TB4, Desmond Jennings. He could be DJ Squared. Hashtag TB5, Joe Madden. Tweet your votes to @SunSportsRays. Who would be the Rays' best clubhouse DJ? That's our question today, guys.
Ryan Roberts fouls it. Big cut. Off-speed pitch. A 4-0 ball game. It's 1-1. Balls and a strike. The Rays, through their first 11 games, had a total of 4 home runs. So now they have 17 for the year. That evens the count. Malone coming off an 11-2 win over Houston his last time out. Beat the Angels 11-5 in Anaheim. The time before that, it's Roberts looking. And his first outing of the year came at home against Seattle, and he pitched 7 innings in that one and won 6-2. Giving up 2 runs, 4 runs, and 2 runs, respectively, in his first 3 starts, and 4 runs so far through an inning and 2/3 of this one, although he had some letdown in the backup support at the first. Zobrist, a little tap back to the hill after the home run. 1-2-3. So Escobar's homer gives the Rays a run in the 2nd inning, and that will give Roberto Hernandez a 4-run lead. He goes to work here in the 3rd.
Eric Sogard leading things off against Roberto Hernandez. We are joined by the Honorable former U.S. Senator in the state of Florida, Connie Mack. Connie, thank you for joining us, first of all. Let's talk a little bit about Miles for Moffitt, something you've been very involved with and coming up sometime soon, right?
Well, May the 11th, a few days after Mother's Day. My wife, Priscilla, and Karen Dalton are the ones that got it started. The money goes for research. All of the money goes for research. The sponsors pay the underlying costs. Those that run are directly helping basic research in cancer.
And at Moffitt Cancer Center, it's such an amazing organization, and everybody that does such good work over there, Senator.
It's a very special place. Do we want to catch that?
We got it. You can call it. Related to Connie Mack of baseball.
Well, again, the Moffitt Cancer Center is a very special place. It's got a soul that is so caring. Anyone who goes there leaves there being blessed that they have had that opportunity. And that comes because of people in the Tampa Bay region support Moffitt, support cancer research, support the Miles for Moffitt, which again is taking place on May the 11th.
Sean Rodriguez making that first play for the first out of the inning as the A's have Andy Perino, their number 9 hitter, batting. Senator Mack, who participates in this race, the Miles per Mile?
Almost anyone can. I mean, probably everybody that's here today and that would be watching has someone in their family that's been affected by cancer. We've got a race, a 5K, a 5 mile, a walk. Anybody can come out. It's really a family experience, and so close to Mother's Day, bring the whole family.
Absolutely, and milesformoffitt.com is the website to go to for more information. Quick inning here. So finally, you mentioned almost everybody has had a family member or somebody they know affected by cancer, and obviously you and your family have been as well.
We're greatly affected. My wife Priscilla is a breast cancer survivor. I have survived melanoma, but I had a brother who died of melanoma and a couple of other brothers and sisters who were affected by it. So yeah, it's a very special thing for me. And for my family, but the reality is we're doing something to change things. We're giving people hope, and that's what the people are looking for, I think.
Senator Mack, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. It's a great opportunity.
Miles for Moffitt coming up on May the 11th at the University of South Florida. Guys, back to you.
All right, Todd, thank you very much. We're already back around at the top of the order. Coco Crisp here. Ground ball to first and a pop to short. A couple of quick outs here by Roberto Hernandez.
Hi.
And he's ahead of Crisp. Well, he walked Crisp to start the game. He swiped second. But Hernandez then got ahead of the next 3 hitters, and that's so far been his MO.
He has gotten this Oakland lineup here the first time through, now wrapping around to the second, into swing mode early. And that is the recipe that the Rays have used against this hot-hitting Oakland A lineup to be able to hamstring them a little bit. Saw that Alex Cobb right off the bat. It had first 5 hitters of the games, 4 of them reached base, 2 of them scored, and then it was shut down after that. Jeremy Hellickson was outstanding last night, all night long. And Roberto Hernandez here once again, getting this lineup to commit early.
Strike 3 call. That pitch came back, caught the corner. 1-2-3 against Roberto Hernandez. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. Evan Longoria is going to lead it off for the Rays, middle of the order, with the Rays leading 4-0. And sending their cleanup hitter, Evan Longoria, to open the home half of the third. A little bark at the park here at Tropicana Field today.
If I would have realized that, I would have brought in Lizzie Marie, let her run rampant.
Evan Longoria takes the pitch high, 1-0.
Yeah.
No, she's trained.
She is trained.
So she's not going to run rampant.
No, yeah, it was just a figure. I could actually probably could have her sit out there and stay, and she'd last the broadcast.
Toward the line and right. Is it fair? That's a fair ball. Reddick bobbles it in foul territory, and into second base goes Longoria. And boy, that ball had a lot of hang time.
How about the outfield play that the A's are not getting in this series, in particular this game? Reddick, who's already dropped the fly ball that directly led to one Rays run, indirectly to another, is not able to get to that ball that hung up there forever. Now, granted, you're expecting Evan Longoria to maybe pull the ball. He just reaches out. Look at that. That reaction right there says it all. Fully expecting that to be caught, and no one could get to it.
So Evan aboard here with a double. Shelley Duncan takes a strike. So Evan on base again. He's been on base in every game this year. It's 32 straight going back into last season. You're right on that replay. It was all over Evan's face. He thought that ball was a cinch to be caught.
Well, it did. It hung up there forever. And no one came close.
Duncan reaching for that one. Third strikeout for Malone.
That was a nice little sequence of pitches there by Tommy Malone. Change up to get to strike two, and then a good curveball. That's his whole game plan. Try to get hitters out on their front foot or back on their heels. You get Shelley reaching.
Sean Rodriguez lining one through the left side. Longoria had to make sure it was going to go through. In fact, had taken a step or two back toward the bag at second, and so he stops at third on the hard hit line drive base hit by Sean Rodriguez.
Yeah, absolutely the right play there by Evan. That ball could have certainly been caught if it was hit. That right there, and Evan had to bound back. That's what they tell you. You know, you hear freeze on a line drive, you actually want to be heading back toward the bag. That's exactly what Evan did. That was the right play.
Rays scored 3 in the first, 1 in the second. Kelly Johnson drove in a run in the first inning with a sacrifice fly. And now Rodriguez caught the rundown between first and second. And the toss now. Here comes Longoria to the plate, and he is out. Longoria caught at the plate. Rodriguez winds up at second base. Jaso put the tag on Evan.
But once that throw on the pickoff of Sean Rodriguez, once that throw, it went to Lowry instead of Sogard. This is that move by Malone. Boy, that's a nice one, too. Right borderline balk move. And he got Sean good. But when they bypassed Sogard, this thing got out of sync in a hurry. Evan tries to take advantage. They get him.
Johnson takes the pitch inside. And the Rays go from first and third, one out, to a man at second base, 2 outs.
Anytime you have a scoring play that has too many numbers to fit on your scorebook, it was not executed properly.
That's right. 136 142 on that.
It's a phone number. I knew I'd get a phone number today.
I was going to say, don't get that one lost with all the others. And this would pop toward the line and left. Smith on the move. Will he get there? He does, in foul territory. And the Rays do not score, leaving a man through 3, 4-0 Rays.
It's 4-0 over the A's. Join the team with Rays season tickets. Choose from a variety of plans and get the best seats, biggest savings, and exclusive benefits throughout the year. Reserve your seats today by calling 888-FAN-RAYS or visiting RaysBaseball.com.
Well, we made it through 3. It's been an interesting ball game so far, with the Rays leading 4-0. Big swing and a miss by the left fielder Seth Smith to start the 4th. And so far, the Oakland A's have been in swing mode against Roberto Hernandez, and that's good news for the Rays' big right-hander.
Well, Oakland came into the series leading Major League Baseball in pitches per plate appearance. A very patient group. They were very productive, averaging 6 runs a game. But this Rays pitching staff has taken them apart by quality strikes early in the count. Get ahead of these hitters and then causing them to expand the zone and hitting pitches of the pitcher's choosing, not mistakes out over the plate.
And Smith is hit by that pitch. 0-2.
Well, that's Roberto Hernandez trying to come in with that front door sinker. He wants to make sure he gets it in there, and just yanked it. Just a mistake. You'd rather err on that side. Certainly don't want to hit the guy. But his ability to get ground balls still, make a couple quality pitches here and get a double play.
Here's Jed Lowry. Pitch misses. 1 ball, no strikes. Jed Lowry secure in the fact that both flaps are in place and he's well protected.
Is that a shot at me?
right now? No, just
okay. That is not Jed Lowry.
It is what it is. He's hitting .388.
Or 3 times my average.
2-0 the count. That could help you focus more too.
It cuts out any crowd noise.
Who knows what you would have hit if you used that?
170, 180-ish.
Makes the count to 2-1. Lowry had a 4-for-4 night here Friday. The A's actually out-hit the Rays 11-10, but the Rays won that game 8-3. Ground ball, foul. That's the diving Sean Rodriguez. Rays the shift on for Jed Lowry. Longoria the only man on the left side of the infield. Count's going to go full. In the first 3, Hernandez had made 39 pitches. You see Brandon Moss on deck. Hernandez had retired 9 in a row before he hit Smith on an 0-2 pitch. Now full up to Lowry on a long foul. Roberto 4-7 in his career against Oakland. That spans 12 starts and 1 relief appearance. And the last time he faced this team was last August as a member of the Indians, and left in the 3rd inning with a sprained right ankle. So look at his career work against Oakland. And Lowry, did he check? Yes, he did on the appeal. Jim Joyce says he held up. And the first 2 men are on, and Jim Hickey's going to head to the mound.
I'm going to try to get Roberto Hernandez back to where he was for the first 3 innings. This ball floating just off the plate. Lowry does hold up. And now after an 0-2 hit batter and a walk, A's have something going. We'll get out of the action with exclusive on-field seating in the Papa John's bullpen box. Available dates are going fast, so act now to make your group reservation behind the Rays bullpen by calling 855-GROUP-TB or by going online at raysbaseball.com.
Well, the Rays have 3 games left on this homestand. Matt Moore is going to open the Yankee series tomorrow. That'll be against CC Sabathia, by the way, so that's a nice matchup. We'll be with you at 6:30 on Sun Sports. David Price will pitch the middle game, and Alex Cobb Wednesday, and then the Rays hit the road for another 3-city 10-game trip
with an off day.
Yep, there's a lot of road action early in the year here for the Rays. Get through that intact and then build from there. Moss, a little roller up the first baseline, foul by the time Rodriguez gets there. Strike 1. Hit batter and a walk. And with that, Roberto Hernandez working to the middle part of Bob Melvin's lineup. 2. It's a nice pitch right there.
Well, the changeup just bottoms out.
He's used that changeup a little more.
Well, he's got a good one, and these teams, they have to come in and respect that sinker. Nice job right there by Jose Molina, keeping that ball in front of him playable. That's something Joe Madden said that he's liked what he's seen out of Roberto Hernandez, but he'd like to see that sinker a little bit more. Try to keep the ball on the ground even more than he has here in the first few starts of the 2013 season. But to go along with that, continue to throw that changeup with that kind of quality.
And we go 2-2. His ground ball rate through the first 3 games a little lower than his career ground ball rate, but when he gets them to make contact with that sinker, he's been very good.
That's why you can have an inning like this where a hit batter and a walk, but yet you're one good sinker away from getting the 2-for-1.
A shot there, and it's low. So the count is full.
Now, this is the last thing that you want to do. Is you had this team in swing mode through 3 innings. About halfway through the first, second, and the third, these guys were up swinging early in the count. Now, with the hit batter, the walk, now a full count, if you start to allow them to become patient again as they're moving through the middle of the lineup, now they got runners on base.
Jaso on deck. You saw the ground ball right now this year so far 2.1. His career's close to 2.5, so that's down a bit. But when he throws the ground ball, they're hitting only 133 off it. There's a ground ball. Roberts to Escobar. That's one. Safe at first. They do get the out. And Smith goes to third with Moss beating the play at first.
Well, a good hustle by Moss and very deliberate, the middle infielders on that particular turn. Ryan Roberts had to field that ball going a little bit to his left, so he had to turn all the way around. Then Escobar getting off there, and it was almost a two-part move there. And Moss not wanting to hit into that double play is going hard for contact.
One out, men on the corners. There's John Jaso. Pitch is a strike. So, originally out of California, still has been living here in the Tampa Bay area. And why not? You got a choice?
Yeah.
I'll be here.
Beautiful.
Hernandez ahead of him, 2 strikes. Strike on the inside edge. It came back and got the corner. He did that to Crisp in the third. And now Jaso's out on strike.
That's the pitch that he wanted to Seth Smith to start this inning. That 2-strike front door sinker. You give up on it, boom, comes back, catches the corner. And of course, Jose Molina's going to do a nice job of making that pitch look even better than it was.
2 gone with men on the corners. Josh Reddick starts him with a changeup and misses. 0-1 count. Pitch came back and got the corner. Now 1-2. And a ground ball that's going to be off the glove of Roberts. A run will score. That makes it 4-1. So a base hit for Reddick and a run batted in.
Reddick got that ball off the end of the bat and just got it out into a perfect spot. Nice effort by Ryan Roberts, but he was not going to be able to throw anybody out. That pitch down. Good effort, but no play to be made.
Well, here's Chris Young. Oakland on the board. Reddick picking up the first hit allowed by Hernandez, and Smith, who was hit by a pitch to start this inning, turns out to score the run. Chris Young shortening on the bat. Picks the pitch up. 1-0. Smith talking about how to get hit by a pitch right there.
It's really not that hard.
The pop foul straight back. That'll be out of play. Well, Roberto Hernandez 0-3 coming into this start. And he has managed to give the Rays some innings. The first two starts he pitched into the seventh against Baltimore and Texas, 6 2/3 each time, and into the sixth inning in Baltimore. It was one of the big pluses the Rays thought they had in him in the spring. Durable. And breaks from first. The throw down is not going to be in time. A steal by Reddick. Ross hangs on at third. Now the A's have 2 men in scoring position.
We said that they would challenge Roberto Hernandez on the base pass. Jose Molina, quick as he could get rid of it, but look at that. Reddick off and running.
Young came into the game at 179. A couple home runs. And a little looper going to be caught by Rodriguez. Pitch got in on him. And he is out number 3. 4-1 Rays over Oakland.
One.
And none of it bothers.
I want to make that whistle blow out there. Gummit. Unreal. Hicks shuts this down. I'm throwing this bat at him.
Through the screen.
Through the screen. I'm going to throw the bat at him. Please go, ball. That's got to go. That's got to go. Unbelievable.
And hit the long ball there. Will he get there? Stay tuned.
You know what? He has to. They delayed that. He'd be out there swinging right now.
Jose Molina leads off the bottom of the fourth inning. Oakland with a run at the top of the frame, making it 4-1.
He was launching in Baltimore.
Oh, yes.
Launching.
I mean, spectators out on Utah.
That's right.
Walking by were in danger. 1-1 here on Molina. Escobar next, and then Jennings. Hey, how about Rodriguez catching that little blooper off the bat of Chris Young?
Well, hey, I'm telling you right now, first of all, that ball was hit funny. I don't know, it was off the end of the bat, had a funny spin on it, and Sean Rodriguez was the only guy over there. That ball gets over his head. Guess what? It's 4-3, and that runner's probably on second base. Completely different ball game, but Rodriguez got a nice little read, made a wide receiver type catch.
John making his 8th career start at first base.
And he looks good over there. You know, he's a good glove guy. He gets that first baseman's glove, and he's been tracking everything down and made a nice play there. Really was a huge play, saving runs.
Lowry takes care of this ground ball. One away. Well, let's check in with Kelly Nash for Kelly's K9 report.
That's right. This is Sunday Fun Day at its finest. I am in the Bark in the Park party deck. I've seen every breed imaginable. Today, of course, is going to the dogs. But guess what, guys? Tomorrow night, is also going to the dogs. You won't want to miss this brand new episode of Inside the Rays. It's our first edition of this season, and it's called Road Trip for Pets. We follow Joe Madden's wife, Jay, and their 2 dogs, Athena and Winston, as they moved all the way from California to Tampa Bay right before opening day in their 30-foot RV, and all for a good cause, raising money along the way. We also share the bonds between Rays players and their furry best friends. You're not going to want to miss Alex Cobb's story. Very sweet. So after Yankees coverage, you won't want to miss these stories.
Here's Janelle Escobar stroking one up the left field line, back into the corner. Extra bases, and so Escobar now has a home run and a 2-base hit this afternoon.
And covering all the pitches. You know, he got to that fastball middle in for the home run, and now reaching for the changeup. Able to go down and get that. A little bit more of the plate than Tommy Malone wanted, but kept it fair. Rays have another opportunity.
Rays with a chance to get that run back. They did have a 4-run lead. It's now 3. Desmond Jennings, a chance to drive in a run. Desmond has struck out and a fly ball to right. Ground ball rolled to short. Lowry makes a low throw, scooped by Moss. So 2 gone. So with Escobar at second, let's check in with Todd. Todd, what do you got?
BA was mentioning covering those pitches. Joe Madden noticed, guys, at the beginning of the weekend. He said, you know what? He went to Yunel Escobar and said, you've been hitting a lot of balls off the end of the bat. Why don't you get a little bit longer bat, a little bit heavier bat, see how it works? So Uni tried it on Friday, and he liked it. And so he stayed with it, and now all of a sudden things seem to have turned around. But, yeah, Joe said, let's try a little bit longer bat, see if that helps.
Well, whatever he's doing, it's working today. Ryan Roberts. Off speed and a foul ball. Ryan Roberts started the scoring for the Rays in the first. He singled with 1 out. Across the plate, Roberts, Zobrist, and Longoria scoring runs in the first. Escobar's home run in the second inning, accounting for the 4th Rays run. Rays so far 1 of 6 with men in scoring position today. Ball 2 strikes. Strike 3 call to Roberts, a breaking ball that caught the lower part of the zone. We are through 4-1 Rays.
Something just to play around with and, you know, sit on your shoulder all day.
Little penguin. Yeah. Well, they don't. Apparently, they don't have to be in that cold of weather. There's warm weather ones. So
I'd say probably like a horse that we could just have a nice ride and take care of it and stuff. So.
Little baby cub lion, just the cutest little thing.
Probably a pig. I've heard good things about them. I've heard they're like really, they're good pets, and I think it would be awesome to just walk a pig down the street and just see the reaction of people. It'd be funny.
Well, it's another Kids Sunday. A little added energy in the ballpark here with all the youngsters. 1 strike the count to Eric Sogard. Did he go? He held up. It's 1-1. Interesting broad selection of favorite animals there for the Rays. He's going to get this one right in front of Jennings. Johnson makes the catch. Unique pets. Yeah. Unique they were.
Yes, they were. Yes, they were. And the boys came through. A monkey
to put on his shoulder.
Why not?
Yep.
It worked for.
Did they eliminate cats and dogs?
They're not unique enough.
You couldn't.
Had to be.
So they excluded dogs and cats.
Not pigs.
Nope. A strike. Baby cub lion in there. Was that it?
If they could stay like that.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
So what do we have? A monkey,
horse,
baby cub, a horse. That horse makes sense. Yeah. You can have a relationship with a horse like you can a dog.
Yeah.
They're your friend.
Yeah.
You know, they're you.
Oh, yeah.
Relate to them.
I got it.
Yeah. Marino's out on strikes. 5th strikeout for Rodriguez. I think we're missing one, but I don't think that in the grand scheme of things it really matters, does it?
Penguin.
Oh, a penguin. Yeah,
Yes.
that's a penguin.
That's interesting.
That's for formal occasions.
Can have them work parties.
Yeah. So, and you can play him at third base if you wanted. 2 outs. Coco Crisp. Top of the order up here. And a shot. This one past the diving Rodriguez. Zobrist with a pickup. Crisp is on for the 2nd time. Sogard hit a fly ball to left, and Perino struck out ahead of the base hit by Crisp. Now Seth Smith about to step in. He has scored the Oakland run. He was hit by a pitch. An 0-2 count to start the 4th. That led to the run. Low, says Jeff Nelson. Count up in the mid-70s right now. 2 outs into the 5th. And Hernandez finds the strike zone there. 32-year-old right-hander.
All except for that 4th inning. Roberto Hernandez has been very good with the pitch count. He's just continued to work this lineup. Try to get him leaning out there over the plate for the sinker and the changeup. And that front door 2-seamer has been a huge pitch for him today.
This one runs out of the zone.
He will test your patience. I mean, a lot of these pitches that have even been off the plate away, I think what a lot of teams do is they know that that 2-seamer tends to have a lot of late life to it. So if they see a ball come out of the hand, that's down and away, you just take it and figure it's going to run off the plate. And that's exactly what's happened. But it takes a disciplined hitter to do that.
Soft liner sinking into right in front of Zobrist. Down to second goes Crisp. 2 men on now with 2 men out. So 3 hits surrendered by Hernandez. Back-to-back singles off speed there to Smith. And Jed Lowry's going to be the hitter. Molina out there to talk with Hernandez. There's a lot of effort by Hernandez that goes into every pitch.
Oh, he does. He's got a very laborious delivery, if you will.
There's some guys you can watch pitch and it's almost refreshing to watch them.
Yeah.
And then there are other guys who, if you're with them, you're almost tired by the 4th or 5th inning because they work so hard.
My pitch count's high right now.
Yeah, I mean, Hernandez is one of those guys. There's a lot of labor in those pitches. Now the guy goes to third, and Chris steals the base. Second steal. Second of the game, and he just got a nice start, kept on going.
Yeah, too easy. Too easy. Get him right there. Already with that heavy lean towards third base, and nothing that Jose Molina could do. You talk about that delivery. Watch Hernandez with the leg kick. This is a big guy, too. Open up. Let that ball try to, he clears that front hip so early at times. That's why he's able to create so much sink. He gets inside the baseball. Sometimes he gets too far inside the baseball. Then he'll shoot off the plate. Other times, as that front hip opens early, he'll yank that pitch with him. That's exactly what happened on the fastball to Seth Smith that caught him in the shin.
Yeah, he's like heavy-duty machinery at a work site. I mean, they're doing a lot of the heavy lifting, and that's his approach.
Now, and he's got really, if you've got anybody on the staff that has the frame to handle that kind of workload, and he's a big, big guy.
Yeah, there's some kind of shenanigans going on behind home plate there. If Raymond's around, you can expect some kind of shenanigans.
If somebody's riding an ostrich.
Three and 0, and ball 4. It's going to load the bases.
Maybe they could get them out of the way and get Roberto Hernandez's eyes back on the target.
Yeah, really, I'm telling you, that could be distracting. Well, there's Brandon Moss. Time now for the Just For Men Auto Stop foolproof stat. For that unassisted double play pulled by Desmond Jennings. He went over and touched first. The first such unassisted double play by an outfielder in Rays history, and the first one in baseball since Andy Slyke did that for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Andy Van Slyke. Brandon Moss with the bases loaded. So a big spot. Big cut and a miss, strike one. So a very big spot right here. Oakland came close to making it a one-run game in the 4th. Now the base is loaded with 2 outs in the 5th.
Yeah, and well, not that Roberto Hernandez is focusing on the nonsense behind home plate, but
yeah, you know what, and you know of all. Well, I was going to say what the tunnel vision is like, but with that there, you might just pop out of that tunnel vision.
Do you see what's going on? Just come on.
One ball, 2 strikes. I'm not sure how to describe what's going on behind home plate.
I'm sure we're all going to find out soon enough.
Inside 2-2. You know, there could be a point to all of this with all that action going back there. Normally speaking, and you know what it's like pitching, you're such tunnel vision, but that at least has the potential to be a distraction.
Well, you know, even those rotating boards, you know, they put off to the side as to keep it right from behind home plate. But yeah, definitely a possibility.
And now a full count. With 2 outs, Chris singled, Smith singled. After a steal of third by Chris, Lowry walked. And now it's a full count here on Moss.
Boy, point. All this after 2 quick outs.
So this is a very big pitch coming in this game. Fly ball right field. Zobrist coming in. That will retire the side. A's leave the bases loaded. So the Rays get out of a spot here. They'll carry a 4-1 lead into the bottom of the 5th. Turned out to be a little over a 20 pitch inning for Hernandez. He's had a couple high pitch innings here back to back in the 4th and 5th, but he left the bases loaded here in the 5th.
Well, today's game and all season long, Tires Plus will donate $100 to the Pediatric Cancer Foundation for every Tampa Bay Rays home run televised on Sun Sports.
Now Ben Zobrist batting right-handed against the lefty Malone. Zobrist, Longoria, duck and do up. And doubled. He was part of the 3-run first. Two.
Tommy Malone just continues to hang around. 3 runs in the first inning, and it's not like it's been clean since then, but
well, here's the breakout on him. The other thing that's impressive is he strikes out Zobrist. He had him reaching the breaking ball. In the 39 games he started in the major leagues, his team is 28-11 in those games. That speaks volumes about him keeping his team in the game with a chance to win. They've won 28 of those.
Yeah, and that's not by accident once you get up to 39 starts.
Yep.
After a rough start, he has really calmed things down. And he started, working those backdoor breaking balls. Not even backdoor, but the way he's so set up on that first base side of the rubber. That ball coming out of his hand off the plate, breaks over the outer third. Getting guys chasing it. He's got that changeup and the curveball.
Got Evan right there to commit on the change. Toyota Trend, 32 straight games reaching base. Reached on the error in the first and doubled in the third. Pitch in.
Well, that's how Malone pitches. You see, he gets you leaning out over the plate, trying to go out there and get something. Then he runs that fastball in.
And in that sense, he's really a fun guy to watch pitch, because that's what he does. His fastball, about 86. We've seen it maybe 88 today.
And that's actually, by today's standards, that's below average.
That's right.
It used to be, your fastball 87 to 89 was going to be an average fastball. That anymore is below average, but he knows how to pitch.
2 popped up. Lowry, the shortstop, takes care of the pop.
Not often is Evan Longoria going to get beat with an 87-mile-an-hour fastball. That's what happened right there. He got beat. He got kind of lulled to sleep with some off-speed away, a fastball in, and that ball was up out over the plate, not able to get on top of it because it just kind of jumps on you. Not because it's overpowering, but in combination and in concert with the other pitches, slows you down, speeds you up, works around the plate, both sides.
Base is empty, 2 outs. Shelley Duncan here to face the left-hander.
He could give you an 0 for 4 where you go back to the dugout and say, this guy's got nothing. And meanwhile, 2 pop-ups, a strikeout, or ground ball to short.
Yeah, but
that's your day.
It's what he does with that nothing that makes the difference.
That's right.
Big cut by Duncan. So the change, and the count is 1-1.
There's not a huge difference. Fastball changeup. We talk about having 10 to 12 mile-an-hour difference. Tommy Malone, that fastball upper 80s, the changeup in the lower 80s, maybe 5-7 mile-an-hour difference.
2-1. Yeah, if you look at that change, say 80, and his fastball is going to be 86.
Yeah, just enough.
3-1. Sean Rodriguez would have a chance if Duncan could get aboard. How about that 3-1? Got him out in front. And with that changeup, 3-1s. We talked about it with Hellickson. 3-1's not a bad count for a pitcher like this.
And you don't like the 3. You don't mind the 2-1, 3-1. It's a little dicey, but you're right. If you can command that pitch, good arm action. The hitter is not sitting 3-1 change or 3-2 for this matter.
That? Well, again, throw a 3-1, throw a 3-2, and he strikes out Duncan on the change. On to the 6th, 4-1 race. In the first, Evan Longoria's little popper drop by Reddick out there leading to a run. Sean Rodriguez hit by a pitch, forcing home 1, and then fly ball to center from Kelly Johnson in the second. Yunel Escobar hit his first Rays home run with the fastball out of here on the first pitch he saw. Josh Reddick's RBI single scored Seth Smith in the 4th. And that caps the scoring in this game. Jaso takes a big cut and fouls the first pitch of the 6th inning. Back into the right side. He's 0 for 2. Jake McGee up. Hernandez closing in on 90 pitches with an 0-2 count on Jaso in the 6th. Five strikeouts for the 32-year-old right-hander. Allowed a run on 3 hits.
I think what Joe Madden is thinking too is, this is just a 3-run ball game, and the vast majority of Roberto Hernandez's work has come in the last 2 innings. 4th and the 5th, he's had to work extremely hard. Just don't want to let an inning get out of control.
Another 2-2 pitch. Well, the A's have knocked on the door the last couple innings. You know, they were hit away from making it a 1-run game in both the 4th and the 5th innings. The Rays off to that quick start, but the A's certainly within striking distance, and all of a sudden the full count here on Jaso. Josh Reddick on deck, Chris Young to follow him. Foul ball forcing another pitch. Lifted toward left center. Johnson on the run, and it's off his glove. Deflects to Jennings, and Jaso is on his way to second. And it appeared that Johnson had gotten there and reaching up to make the catch, and the ball pops off the glove. And Jaso is at second base.
Oh, good job of getting all the way over there. And that ball right off the thumb. Never made it into the well of that glove.
So Jaso is aboard for Josh Reddick. There's John Jaso. An error charged to Johnson on the attempted catch. Reddick looks at a strike. Reddick has the run batted in, so another scoring threat as a result of an error this time. It has been a little bit of a tightrope walk here in the last couple innings.
Yeah, Oakland not going away quietly.
It's out of play. 2 strikes.
Roberto Hernandez expending a lot of energy.
Swing and a miss. Goes down to first to complete the put out on the strikeout. That'll be strikeout number 6. And that's an important out, but Jaso still at second. 1 out.
And good put away changeup there by Roberto Hernandez, not allowing Reddick to even roll that ball over and move the runner up. pitcher. When you get down to this part of the game where 98 pitches, how many more do you have left before Joe Madden comes to get you or the inning is over? You've got to empty the tank here. Full effort, max effort on every pitch.
And the first pitch, fastball for a strike. He made 112 pitches the last time, 113 in his second start. In his first one of the year, 105. He's at 99 right now. And he really breezed through the first three, just 39 pitches through three. So a lot of pitches since then. And he quickly is out in front of Young.
See that the fourth and the fifth, 48 pitches, runners on base, bases juiced both innings. Those are high intensity pitches.
And a cut and a miss. He comes right back to strike out Young on 3 pitches. A couple change-ups to finish him off.
Well, he tightened up in this at bat. Started with a fastball up and then 2 change-ups. Chris Young not able to get a very good read on it. Goes down swinging.
Yeah, that last change-up almost like a Hellickson change. A lot of depth on it, but it just stopped. Eric Sogard. Ball, no strikes. So it would seem here in the 6th inning that Hernandez pitching his way to the finish line. 102 pitches right now, and he's trying to get Sogard. Chop right side. Roberts tossed to Rodriguez, and so a nice recovery after the error. Hernandez retires the next 3 and leads 4-1.
Hickey discussing things after that last inning, and some tough news coming out of Durham yesterday. We mentioned the good news, Will Myers hitting his first home run as a Bull, but the bad news is that the great shortstop prospect Hak-Ju Lee ends up tearing ligaments in his left knee. He's going to head to St. Petersburg and be examined by Dr. Coco Eaton sometime coming up in the next week. Look at his numbers, guys, this year. He was off to a phenomenal start. .422 batting average, .536 on base percentage, .600 slugging percentage. Our best wishes to Hak-Ju Lee in his road to recovery after injuring his knee yesterday.
All right, Todd, thanks for that report. Sean Rodriguez lifts it into shallow center, and Young is there to make the catch. Sean with a base hit back in the 3rd. The Rays, I think, are 1 of 6 now with men in scoring position today. And Sean has that base hit, but Longoria was not able to score. So the one hit they had with men in scoring position turned out not to score the run. So Sean now 1 out of 2 with that little popper into shallow center to open the home half of the 6th. There's Kelly Johnson. That's a ball. Yeah, too bad about Hak-Ju Lee. That, that's going to be the second major surgery he's had early in his career. Back in the middle of 2008, he had Tommy John surgery on his elbow. That's all fine, and he's such a great prospect. The shortstop and was hitting over 400 for this injury to his knee. So that's bad news. 1-1. Johnson skies this one to center. Team play for Young. A couple quick outs here in the 6th inning.
Tommy Malone just continues to chug along. Nothing special, but a nice combination of everything. And look at that. After just 50 pitches from the 2nd inning on and 2 outs here in the 6th.
Yeah, he makes 32 in the 1st. You think, wow, this guy might be gone early. He's just over 80 and he's 2 outs into the 6th.
The Rays are going to have to continue to pitch themselves to finish this ball game out.
Ball to Molina. Well, Jake McGee's up in the bullpen, and Roberto Hernandez recovered nicely after the error in the top of the 6th to get the next 3 hitters. So he's made 103 pitches. He'll be finished for the day. And a nice job. He pitched well through the front 3 and then had to contend with some struggles in the 4th and 5th. And limited Oakland to just 1 run in those 2 innings. He pitched around the error with a couple strikeouts and a ground out in the top half of this inning. So he's after his first win since September of 2011. Ground ball over the mound. Sogard, the second baseman. Then it's a 1-2-3 6th. We're heading into the 7th inning here at the Trop. 4-1 Rays. As David Price comes over, same thing. Good job by Hernandez, 6 innings. And he's got a chance to pick up the win.
Roberto Hernandez giving up just the 3 hits. Made big pitches when he needed to after cruising early through the first 3 innings. Innings 4 and 5, he really had to make some tough pitches, was able to do that. Really came up big and strong to end his outing after 6 innings. I'll tell you what, did a nice job of moving that sinker down and away. He got this Oakland lineup into swing mode early in the game. Worked the changeup very well today. That front door sinker, we saw the return of that pitch and he was effective with them.
Jake McGee will take over, making his 9th appearance.
Jake McGee with 8 strikeouts and 6 1/3 innings of work.
The Rays have made a change in left with Sam Bold entering the game. First pitch from McGee is a high fastball, mid-90s, the mid of Molina. Andy Perino 0 for 2 today. Crisp and Smith will follow. Up with that one. Blue Jays have scored 4 in the 6th to take a 6-4 lead in Toronto over the Yankees. Rays and the Yankees battle it out here at the Trop tomorrow night. 3 fastballs out of the zone. 3-0. Ball 4 fastballs all up.
This year, Fox Sports Supports is proud to partner with Stomp Out Bullying, the leading national anti-bullying organization for kids and teens in the U.S. Stomp Out Bullying focuses on preventing bullying and all forms of digital abuse. It educates against racism and hatred, deters violence in schools and online, and helps at-risk students. To learn how you can help, please visit stompoutbullying.org.
Another fastball missing up. Crisp walked and singled. Walked in, struck out in between those 2 plate appearances. A 2-0 count.
Well, that's 6 straight here. That's not exactly what you need. 7th inning, 3-run ball game. I'll let this Oakland A team back in it. They've had a couple opportunities, and Roberto Hernandez was able to shut them down. Do not want to hand them another.
This time, that's 7 straight pitches out of the zone.
Well, the first at bat to Perino, he's missing that fastball up in the zone. Now trying to compensate, make the adjustment, and the ball has been down below the zone.
And ball 4, back-to-back walks. That's 8 straight pitches out of the zone. So Crisp heads to first. 2 men on with nobody out. Jim Hickey, after making a call down to the bullpen, now heads to the mound.
He wants to go out there, and some words of wisdom for Jake McGee, get him back online. You know, how strange is it? 8 fastballs, and you know, you're firing them in there. The catcher's giving you a good target, and they're either too low or too high. You just cannot seem to find that middle ground. That is a frustrating thing for a pitcher. Jim Hickey, though, one of the best at recognizing what adjustment needs to be made and going out there to impart his wisdom.
There's Peralta. Joel starting to heat up in a hurry down the right field line of the Rays bullpen. Oakland threatened and came within a hit of closing the gap to 1 in the 4th and 5th innings. And here they are in the 7th. A couple walks, mounting another threat. Smith has been hit by a pitch and singled. And there's a strike from Jake McGee. Mid-90s fastball. ball. That catches front of Molina, deflects away. 0-2.
Jake McGee right back in the zone. You know, sometimes having that left-handed hitter come up there will help. Missing to the righties, but now you get a different perspective. Try to lay that fastball down and away from him. Right back where he needs to be.
Fly ball into left. Here comes Fold in a hurry. Makes the catch and a look to second, but the runner Moreno's back in there without a play. Nice catch on that sinking liner to left field where Sam Fold has just entered the game.
There wasn't a lot on this. Sam Fold comes charging in, glove side. A reach at the end.
Well, that ball off the left-handed hitter's bat had a little sink and slice to it, which helped Fold with the glove on the right hand. Right-handed left fielder might have had more difficulty with that.
Sam got a good jump too and has outstanding speed.
Lowry taking a strike. Twice today Lowry has walked. Officially 0 for 1. .388 for the year. Found the fastball back. That one 96. Plenty of the plate, but 96, and it was fouled away. Foul, out of play. Well, I don't know what Hickey told him, but after making 8 pitches out of the zone, he's thrown 6 consecutive strikes now.
Well, hey, listen, Jim Hickey knows his pitchers inside and out, physically and mentally. And so he saw an adjustment that needed to be made. The message was received.
Just missed there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Very close. Front edge of the plate's a strike.
Yeah, hey, it all counts. You can make a case.
Yes, you could. Wants a quick word with Jake McGee.
Well, share your experience as a Rays fan. Has something magical ever happened to you while watching a Rays game? We want to hear about it. Visit RaysBaseball.com/welcome home and tell us your story.
Going to take the count to 2-2. Well, it's a 4-1 game right now. The Rays, through the first 2 games, limited Oakland to just 3 runs and 1 run today. Oakland came in here leading the majors in runs scored. And Lowry is out on strikes. A foul-tipped strikeout. For out number 2.
Well, a nice job by Jose Molina to hold on to that ball. There's an awful lot of weight showing there for a second. So get a good look at it here. Snow cone.
Well, with 2 men on, 2 outs, Brandon Moss, who came into the game 7 of 11 with men in scoring position, here to bat against McGee. 1-0. Rays are 1 for 12 with men in scoring position today. McGee looking for one more out here in the 7th after walking the first 2 men. That's strike 1. Crisp the runner at first. Moreno the runner at second. Fastball by him.
And I mean by him. That ball was powered on a line. Have we seen anything else?
I don't think we have.
That's what makes him so impressive. One after the other.
Strike 3, a fastball, and he comes back to retire the side after walking the first 2. 2 men left. Rays lead 4-1.
One more coming out. Woo! You said 2 more.
No, I did.
Oh, okay.
You did say 2 more.
Did he?
Yeah.
I'm not deaf. It's like on the board.
Here you go. You're back.
Got on the board.
Well, David Price hit a couple out. That's what we've been waiting for. I'd like to thank David for miking up during BP. Starting pitchers taking some batting practice today and prepping for the road trip and interleague play against the Rockies. And David, again, acquitted himself quite well.
Yes, he did. And you know what? He kept it real. He didn't church it up and then have conversations that you never have with people that you never talk to, like a lot of guys do. That's what went down.
It was really a legitimate experience.
It was.
That's what you're after.
Yeah, sometimes
you're not
it's
after
not.
this manufactured stuff.
Yeah,
you want to know what really goes on.
They mic you up and hand you a script to go along with it. That's weak.
Well, the Rays lead 4-1. It's been that way since the 4th. Oakland's made a couple runs, but the Rays have held them off. As we move into the bottom of the 7th, it'll be Yunel Escobar, followed by Jennings and then Roberts. And they'll hit against the left-hander, Tom Malone.
Well, Tommy Malone still out there. He's done a great job of managing his pitch count. Now heads in here, the mid-80s after throwing 32 in the first.
Yeah, that's been pretty impressive after that first inning.
Really nice job by Tommy Malone. Now into the seventh, just that one walk. He struck out 6 batters, and he's done a really tremendous job of keeping the Rays off balance after the first hitter of the second inning. Who's this man?
Escobar with a homer and a double, which is a strike. You know, Spat coming to life here. Ground ball to third. And Escobar is out number 1 in the 7th. It's 9 in a row retired by Malone. Of the last 12. Here's Desmond Jennings, and this run like that he's had, that's the kind of thing he can do to a lineup. Moving the ball around and changing speeds, getting ahead in the count as he does here to Jennings.
You know, we talked about that early on. It's something to look for with 8 out of the 9 hitters right-handed. You can get into that rhythm.
Hey, a base hit for Jennings. Struck it over the head of Carino and into left, and Desmond has his first hit.
You know, and because you're not a overpowering type of guy, you're going to give up hits like this. This was not a bad pitch by Malone. Ball down below the zone, change of speed. It was a better job of hitting by Desmond Jennings. Change up, a little bit too much of the plate, but still bottom of the zone. Good job of staying back.
Well, Malone really has pitched a clean game here. That first inning was a weird first inning from an Oakland point of view.
Yes.
And he's pitched a very clean game.
You know, if Josh Reddick catches that ball out in right field, first of all, do they even send the runner on a tag? And if they do, they got a chance to throw him out. Could be completely different. The ball comes out, the Rays afforded that extra opportunity, and they cashed in.
For the first, and Jennings is back in. Roberts had a base hit in that first to start it. Shot to deep left center field. Young on the run. He will not get there. It will one-hop the fence. Jennings hitting third. He'll be waved home and will score without a play. And the Rays pick up run number 5. Double for Ryan Roberts and a run batted in.
Well, Ryan Roberts waited back on that off-speed offering very well and smoked that ball out to left center field. A's outfielder's not even going to get close. Desmond Jennings running the entire way, scores easily.
Roberts now 4 of 6 lifetime against Malone with 3 doubles. That's his first double of this season. And Zobrist looks at a strike. Well, the Rays now up 5-1. There's a little breathing room. And a chance for more with Roberts in scoring position.
The Rays would like nothing more. I mean, with Oakland having loaded the bases twice, you want to get out of Grand Slam range. Get that lead up 6-1. Try to go from there.
Stop by Jaso. Saw the action in the bullpen. Jerry Blevins, the left-hander, and the right-hander, Pat Neshek, firing away down there. 1-1 the count. One and two. The Rays in a position here to sweep Oakland. Gomes has joined Peralta in the bullpen for the Rays. Count squares at 2-2. And part of the 3-run first with a double and a run scored. Shoots this one deep into left center field. Young on the run, calling for it, and at the track makes the catch. Back to tag. Roberts at second, on his way to third, and hustles his way in.
Yeah, nice hustle play there by Ryan Roberts. Ben Zobrist gave that a ride, but he was able to trace his steps back to second and then bust it to third.
So Roberts in at third base with 2 outs. Here's a look at his base running and the hustle. And with Evan Longoria due up, Bob Melvin will go to the bullpen. This call brought to you by Metro PCS. Pat Deshak, the new pitcher, and the first one to Evan Longoria. Takes for a ball. 9th appearance for the Oakland right-hander. Roberts down at third. The Rays with a run home. It's 5-1. Pitched an inning here in Friday's game. And this one to the backstop. And no play at the plate. Roberts scores. The Rays make it a 5-run game, 6-1.
That goes back to the fly ball by Ben Zobrist and the hustle by Ryan Roberts to get back to second and tag and get over to third. He doesn't do that. He doesn't score here. And oh, by the way, that gives the Rays now a 5-run lead. Right where they want to be.
So a wild pitch. And the Rays get another run. Evan takes it for a strike. Well, that's why you hustle and move to third. Evan doubled in the third. Count's going to run all the way to 3-2. Pitch fouled, and for a moment I thought it actually might hit Longoria. It started in, and that delivery gets a little sweep on a lot of his pitches. Fouls this one. Evan with only one official at bat against Neshek. 0 for 1. The miss to retire the side, but the Rays add 2. We're through 7. It's 6-1 Tampa Bay. Rays lead 6-1, headed into the 8th inning this afternoon. They got 6 innings out of Roberto Hernandez and 1 inning from Jake McGee. Now Brandon Gomes is in the game, making his 8th appearance. Faces John Jaso. James Loney is in the game at first base. 6 innings for Hernandez of 1 run, 3 hit baseball. He struck out 7, walked 2, made 103 pitches. He walked 2, struck out 2, no runs, no hits in 1 inning. 2-1 to Jaso. Two strikes. Yankees in town tomorrow. A Matt Moore against CC Sabathia. Slicing down the left field line, foul. That's Astro, isn't it?
Yeah. Under watch.
Into left, Sam Fold right there, and that's the first out. 1 away. Tampa Bay Rays baseball on Sun Sports. Brought to you by the Hyundai Let's Go sales event through April 30th. By Tampa Bay Times, the official newspaper of the Rays and their fans. And by Toyota. Let's go places. Josh Reddick single in a run in the 4th. He's 1 for 3. Gomes throws him strike 1. Two.
Brandon Gomes, another one of these relievers. He gives Joe Madden flexibility as far as length of outing, deception coming out of that bullpen. Hides the ball well.
Ball and 2 strikes.
Coming off a terrific spring. Actually, he was sent down to Durham. Called up. Jeff Neiman had to go on the disabled list.
Reddick fouls the fastball back.
And right now, not having an easy time getting that fastball on the glove side of the plate. Tried to go in there a couple of times, left that ball out over.
Here comes Fold. Sam is there to take care of this one. Sam's been busy since replacing Johnson in left.
Well, Joe Madden watches over the field at the Trop, but now he can watch over your field at home. Rays take on the Yankees on April 24th. The first 10,000 fans get a Joe Madden Gnome presented by Sun Sports. Visit RaysBaseball.com for tickets.
Young breaks his bat, pops it into shallow right. And Zobrist on the move, takes care of that. 1, 2, 3. Go the A's in the 8th. Rays lead 6-1. Brought to you by your Gulf Coast Honda dealers. Visit your Honda dealer for great lease and finance deals on fuel-efficient Hondas. By Checkers, feast on. And by Nissan, your best choice for a new car. Nissan's Best Choice Sales Event. Shop ChooseNissan.com. Rays lead 6-1 here. Tropicana Field. Third pitcher of the afternoon on for Oakland. Jesse Chavez, who just joined this club, they were called from the Sacramento River Cats. And he faces Shelley Duncan, who fouls it away. I'm not really sure if Chavez wants to face Duncan or not. Shelley is 3 for 3 lifetime with 2 home runs against him.
How old is Jesse?
Well, I'm going to have to look that up to be specific.
He looks young.
He's been around.
I'm going to say he wants to face him. It's got to figure that it's got to turn his way at some point. You're a little bit older, you're like, forget it. Walk him, get to the next guy.
Breaking ball. It's down, a ball and 2 strikes.
Well, that was the move that came after game 1 when Brett Anderson had to leave that game with a sprained ankle after 1. Really put a taxing to that A's bullpen and to eat up 7 innings. Jesse was recalled the next day.
Full count.
Now, this has been an impressive series thus far by the Rays, coming off of a long road trip, very unsuccessful road trip, and then in the opening ball game falling down 2-0 that first inning, rebounding for the bottom half.
Chavez walks Duncan, so he takes a stroll. Let's check in with Todd.
Astro, we got to move him. Astro, look this way. We got the star of the show right here. Astro Price. How about that? Astro, how are you? Good boy, sitting right on my lap, guys. How about that? Astro's got 3,500 followers on Twitter. Look right in the camera there, Astro. And so he can vote on this poll, guys. It's our DJ poll question today. Our AT&T Twitter poll: which player would be or manager would be the best Rays DJ in the clubhouse? As Shelley Duncan. Peralta. Hashtag TB2. You know us. Hashtag TB4. Desmond Jennings. Or hashtag.
Well, Todd having a little technical difficulty there. You see the choices on your screen.
Astro turned on him.
Maloney now lifting one deep into right center, and that's going to one-hop the wall. Duncan on his way to the plate. He scores. So James Loney continues his hot hitting after taking over at first in the top of the 8th. He doubles home a run here in the bottom.
Boy, he's so balanced at the plate right now. You know, we've seen him hit balls, fillet balls into left field. We've seen him turn on balls coming into him. There was another one. Loney just pops that ball. Some authority out to right center field. Adds on to the Rays' lead. He is scorching right now.
Sam Fold up here in the game for the first time. The Rays have greeted the 29-year-old Jesse Chavez with a run here. Walk and a double. 1 ball, 1 strike. And a base hit into center field. Loney's going to be held at third. Sam Fold has a base hit. Walk, double, single for the Rays in the 8th. Struck by Fold in the center. Chavez has spent some time in the big leagues with the Pirates and the Braves, the Royals, Blue Jays, and now Oakland. Molina looking for his first hit. Strike one. 3 ground balls off the bat of Jose Molina. 7-1 ball game. Right now 7-10. They were 7-10 for their start in 08 and 09 as well. 7-1 lead right now. Molina is out on strikes.
Here's what's coming up on Rays Live, the pregame show tomorrow, presented by your Gulf Coast Honda dealers. Well, the Yankees will be in town. That's always a big series. And how about the matchup for Game 1? Matt Moore, the youngster, against CC Sabathia, the salty veteran. It'll be a big series, especially if the Rays can hold on here, coming off a potential sweep here of the Oakland Athletics, who are red hot coming in. Actually, Oakland 6-0 on the road coming into this series.
Cut by Escobar. Strike one.
The Rays coming off a road trip where they were 2-7. It sets up well for tomorrow night.
Here in the first game of this series scored 8 runs on 10 hits, won 1-0 last night, and they have 7 runs on 10 hits today.
That's now 4 out of 5 games with double-digit hits and at least 6 runs.
Through the hole on the left side for a base hit. Loney scores. Gold stops at second. Escobar picks up his 3rd hit of the day and a run batted in. The Rays make it 8-1.
Escobar's starting to heat up a little bit.
Well, that's the thing about the Rays lineup, and we talked about it on that last road trip. You know, they had some anemic averages, and those averages were so far under their lifetime averages that they had to hit better than what they hit. Yeah. So sooner or later, you knew the offense had to come back. Frustrating while you go through that. Jennings misses. Strike one.
The thing that's been most beneficial for the Rays is the fact that it's come back, and there's been a lot of guys start to heat up, start to chip in. It's not just a couple in the middle. You've got guys at the top of the order. Desmond Jennings been scoring a lot of runs lately. Evan Longoria, his power surge. Even down at the bottom of the lineup, a lot of guys chipping in. Escobar today hit the big 2-out hit. Game 1 of this series, extending the Rays lead. So you're getting contributions from all over the lineup, and that's what the Rays are going to need to be successful. It can't be a 1-2-man show.
Hopper shallow center. Young is in and makes the catch. 2 outs, 2 runs home with Fold at second. Ryan Roberts will bat. Roberts was 2 for 4 today against the starter Tom Malone. Strike call. Rays beat the Yankees 8-4. Aaron Sebia hit his 7th home run of the year in that game. It's 2-1. Jumped a 3-run lead in the first. Escobar hit a solo homer in the second. 2 runs for the Rays in the 7th, 2 more in the 8th. Roberts hit a good count here. Chavez missed with a fastball. Count goes full.
Ryan Roberts getting some extended playing time, starting all 3 games in this series, and he's been productive. Scored a couple of runs today, a couple of hits, a double.
And the 3-2 skied to shallow center. Lowry angling out from shortstop, grabs it. So the Rays add 2 in the 8th and go to the 9th, leading 8-1.
That may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Tampa Bay Rays. Well, 8-1 lead here for the Rays as we head into the top of the 9th inning. And coming up on Rays Live, the postgame presented by Checkers. Todd and Orestes will anchor the coverage. We will be breaking down Roberto Hernandez's performance in this afternoon's tilt. He let in on Joe Madden's press conference. All the while, Kelly Nash will be busy in the clubhouse gathering interviews.
And the big thing on the postgame, Orestes Estrada.
Yes.
Going to unveil his new nickname for Yunel Escobar. So stay tuned for that.
I'm going to.
Don't want to miss it.
I'm not going to unhook and head out of here.
He's had that locked in the safe. Only now it will be finally unveiled.
Oh, he's got to be chomping at the bit, huh? Excited?
Mm-hmm. 1-0 the count to Eric Sogard. Well, pinch hitter here. Taylor, Mike Taylor. And he fouls it back, so the count is 1-1. Taylor took a big cut at that pitch. Brandon Gomes on the mound. That pitch up. You can look at the baseball.
Yeah, that ball right across the letters. In this Oakland A team, you can understand big rips by Taylor. Frustrated ball club. They came in here undefeated on the road. 12-4, best record in the American League. The Rays so far have pitched them extremely tough. This offense is averaging 6 runs a game. They led Major League Baseball in runs scored. And have come in here and sit right now 4 runs for the series.
Taylor recently recalled from Sacramento. He had 3 home runs and driven in 11 in 9 games there. Was hitting .410. He takes it close but down. 2-2. Taylor did get a few at bats last year for Oakland. Spread over 6 games. He bounced this one right off Molina.
You'd love to see Brandon Gomes in this spot. Obviously, he's not going to do it, but that breaking ball that he has, everything with him is hard, hard, hard. You could take something off that breaking ball and really frisbee it up there as a changeup type pitch.
This is low.
And just keep that in your back pocket for those 8-10 pitch at bats when guys start to hone in on your stuff. No way you can stay back.
Shallow center. Taylor is out. Gambling with a fastball. One out. Andy Perino through the hitter. Getting the start at third base, 0 for 2. He walked in the 7th. Gomes trying to close this one out here. He gets a fastball by. Strike 1. Yankees 8-4. The Royals beat the Red Sox 4-2. Yankees will be headed this way to open a series tomorrow night. It started wide and then broke toward the plate and just did not catch the zone, says Jeff Nelson.
Now that was off the plate, but that's another instance where Jose Molina sets up off there, tries to angle his body and just kind of caress that ball back towards the zone. Try to get that call for his pitcher.
Well, a cut and a miss. 2 gone, and that's the 10th strikeout for Rays pitcher. First strikeout for Gomes.
Now good pitch here by Brandon. Boy, starts that ball right on the outside corner, lets it tail off, gets Perino out in front, and with the bat not long enough to reach it.
So with the bases empty, Nate Freeman will pinch hit for Coco Crisp. Takes a big cut, bounces it back. Pretty good size, isn't it?
Yeah. Came across him in the tunnel this morning. I thought Golden State Warriors had come into town.
Well, he was claimed off waivers from Houston at the end of March. Got the miss, and then he hit his first big league home run Monday night against Houston. A 3-run home run off Eric Bedard. Upstairs. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Double A last year at San Antonio. Drove in 105 runs there in 137 games. And a cut and a miss. He's out. This ball game is over. And the Rays have swept the Oakland A's with an 8-1 win here this afternoon. And Roberto Hernandez will get the victory. Hernandez picking up his first win of the year. And his first win since September 20th of 2011 as a member of the Indians when he beat the White Sox. The Rays supported him with 8 runs and 11 hits today. And they have swept this Oakland A's ball club. Boy, great series for the Rays. A combination of impressive offense and last night outstanding pitching. And that 1-0 win. They win today 8-1, pounding out 11 hits. So the Rays secure their first sweep of the season. And this is the first sweep for the Rays against Oakland in a series of 3 or more games in almost 8 years. The only times the Rays have swept Oakland were in July of 1998 and then in May of 2005, and both here at Tropicana Field. Well, they had a sweep here of the Oakland A's this year here at Tropicana Field. 8-1. The Rays are winners, and right now let's go to the field. Here's Todd Callis.
Dwayne, thanks. We've got Joel Peralta and Yunel Escobar. Joel, could you ask Yunel, has he been feeling more comfortable at the plate lately?
¿Te has sentido un poquito más cómodo en el home últimamente?
Dile que sí, que yo lo que estoy swingueando, que las cosas no han salido, pero ahora en adelante creo que las cosas van a mejorar mejor.
Yeah, he feels great now. You know, he will feel more comfortable on the plate. He's still swinging the bat, so I think everything's going to change from now on.
Did he switch bats recently, and has it helped him at all?
Que si tú has cambiado el bate últimamente, si te ha ayudado.
Sí, yo siempre cambio el bate y estoy bateando con un bate más largo que me dio el manager para probar, y bueno, ha salido el resultado.
Yeah, he always tries, new things, and Joe Maddon gave me a new bat the other day, and it's been, helping a lot.
Does he feel his hands more with the new bat?
Que te siente la mano mejor con el bate nuevo.
Bueno, sí, es un bate de casi 36 por 34, creo que no voy a poder usar tanto el cuerpo.
He said that it's a heavy bat, 36 for 34 ounces, and, that way he don't have to use his body that much.
Final thing, he's seen a DJ and a magician the last 2 days in the Rays clubhouse. What are his thoughts about playing with this new team?
¿Qué tú crees del nuevo equipo? Que últimamente tuviste un DJ ayer y hoy un mago dentro del clubhouse. ¿Qué tú crees de tu nuevo equipo?
Bueno, yo estoy feliz. Yo realmente nunca había jugado en un team así tan contento y así estoy saliendo todos los días contento de terreno.
So he's great. He's great. He never played with a team so happy in the clubhouse, so happy on the field, and that's why every day he comes happy to play the game.
Thanks, guys.
Anytime, man.
Thank you.
All right, guys, back to you.
All right, Joel Peralta, really a man for all occasions. DJ yesterday, interpreter today, and setup man deluxe for the Rays in the bullpen. 8-1 Rays are winners. Back in a moment.